I'm here working on the first aid kits, making sure we have 2 good first aid kits.
Transfer from these heavy glass bottles, our 151 that we're going to use for medicinal purposes, into our portable carrying container.
Hey, my name is Olaf, man. From Winnipeg, eh? Just sorting food. No, my name is Rob. I'm from Albuquerque. Well, I was born in Albuquerque. I happen to live near Albuquerque at the present time, and I'm chief dried fruit sorter for this trip. That's my charge, and just getting ready to have a hell of a good time.
Creating an inventory list of the food, so hopefully we can keep track of what's in each pack and ease our finding it.
And as you can see, I have a red onion right here, and right now I'm going to place it thusly in this pack. So, just like that. I just put a red onion in, Peter, for your inventory.
Okay, let her rip.
And I'm Mexico, and I'm just making sure that we have everything together so we can head up north.
Perfect.
James Taylor, I'm from Indianapolis. I'm here working on the first aid kits, making sure we have 2 good first aid kits.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jeff Schofield from Fort Collins, Colorado, and my current job right now is to transfer from these heavy glass bottles, our 151 that we're going to use for medicinal purposes, into our portable carrying container.
Hey, my name is Olaf, man. From Winnipeg, eh? Just sorting food. No, my name is Rob. I'm from Albuquerque. Well, I was born in Albuquerque. I happen to live near Albuquerque at the present time, and I'm chief dried fruit sorter for this trip. That's my charge, and just getting ready to have a hell of a good time.
All right. And what are you doing, Peter?
My name is Peter Koa, and I'm creating an inventory list of the food, so hopefully we can keep track of what's in each pack and ease our finding it and using it.
All right. And Steve.
Yeah, hi, Steve Kola. And as you can see, I have a red onion right here, and right now I'm going to place it thusly in this pack. So, just like that. I just put a red onion in, Peter, for your inventory.
Okay, let her rip.
And I'm Lee Sessions. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm just making sure that we have everything together so we can head up north.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll get all that small stuff in the back then. The other stuff like I think we will. So yeah, paddles and small bags. Yeah, we'll have to pick that up. It's not gonna work for these big ones. They're too big. Yeah, just start bringing all that small stuff in. What that is? Well, it's not ours. I don't think it is ours. Any of you guys? Corner here. Nothing on top of it. Anything else there? No, they cut it in these big bags here.
Yeah.
And there's a dial on that viewfinder that you can dial into focuses now.
did make it by, what time is it there? Look at that. Not even 5 o'clock.
How long did that take us?
Not long.
About 50 minutes. Pass the door, Bob. You gonna want something?
What do you say, Jeff? Yes. Two thumbs up. All right.
Get off with it. Yeah.
Hey, James. What's happening, Rob? That's a pretty substantial river. I'm not sure what it is. It might be the west branch of the Quoich. Are we getting close to the hotel? Yeah. And here we are coming in for a landing. It goes out there behind us to the left. Yeah, got tracks on it. Got tracks on it. Pulling some G's. So would you ever guess that you could land an airplane on that?
I wouldn't have.
That's gonna be a long portage. Going in for a landing.
You don't do this every day.
All right. Here we go.
Where's the landing strip, Lee?
Right underneath this thing.
Oh.
Right underneath us. There's some oil drums. Somebody's landed here before.
Gosh, that looks awful bumpy.
What do you say, James?
Hey. Got a bump.
Hey, what's running down there?
It's birds. They took off the flight.
Up to there.
We got a can on the.
You guys got it.
Don't open it up until you land.
That in-flight beverage service, I don't know. You're on your own, okay? We'll work on that. If you do a nice low flyby, we'll understand why. But wait till yellow night.
I think we'll wait till y'all.
Yeah, probably.
We'll wait long when we get there. Okay, be careful, eh? Like, don't put out there. You're out in the middle of nowhere now.
Yeah. So anyhow, you run into Peter's appetite. We'll pick this up on the morning of the 23rd.
We won't even go. We're not even going to go into town working.
Oh, you are? Okay. Got our bags in here. You'll be back by the 23rd, though, right?
We'll be back on the 8th.
And we should be on the other side.
Yeah.
Did we do an inventory of the pack?
Yeah, do a quick count.
Isn't that?
Here today is a minor walkthrough. We just left the bottom of the lake that we started in from the Esker this morning when we got to the bottom, and we're having to do a little bit of a drag slash, no portage yet, but a bit of a drag and a walk. And right here you see the guys going.
So we can say, are you recording?
How do I turn it off?
What's that?
How do I turn it off?
Just push the red button again.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is day one.
Well, good morning, Lee.
We can say I walked the Quoich River.
Great paddling.
I walked the Quoich River.
How's it going, guys?
What are these wood things for?
What's that?
What are the wood things for?
One of these funny shaped wood things.
Didn't you call it a
Look like a big
lake
spatula.
August 5th, we're on the Quoich River, working our way downstream little by little.
And this is an illustration of lining for beginners, where we put meticulous control from real close to the canoe versus where the canoe's out in the distance.
So the idea is to start in low water and then work our way up?
Yeah, we're gonna start more advanced lining technique later in the
Like 100 miles downstream,
yeah,
maybe?
later in the
Mission accomplished. Don't put your boots in deeper than the water or you get wet. The Quoich River two-step. And Peter. Kind of windy here today. It's August 5th. This is our first full day out. And we're on the Quoich River, just below Laughlin Lake. We've been paddling since about 9 o'clock this morning. We stopped after a couple hours for lunch. We had to fight some wind. And after fighting the wind for a while, we got to experience some picking our way through some rocks and picking our way through some channels and a little bit of lining action just above here. And this is what I believe is known in the boating world as a rock garden. And as you can see, it's quite rocky and there's not very much water. Perhaps a few weeks ago we would have had enough water to paddle something like this, although I understand that the ice went out very early this year. There were snowbanks over on the side, but not enough nearby. James and Peter are traveling together today in that canoe. Looks like Siksik, the Arctic ground squirrel. We portaged the packs down. Peter is commenting on the number of cameras that we have along on this trip. Peter's the gear hound. He's got all kinds of stuff. Steve forgot his toothbrush and volunteered to pay Peter $1,000 for a new one. And despite the rain and the wind, everybody's laughing and having a good time, although I think we'll sleep good tonight. Just looks like a little caterpillar there with all those legs.
Right here in front of thee.
We don't want to lead him miss out on the fun.
Let's hurry up, the Swedish bikini team.
Here we are, day 2 with Lee and Rob going down the first run that is runnable in Whitewater. And they appear to be having a really good time. Lee's pretty good in the stern. And Lee and Jeff, Lee just ran it, and now he's taking Rob down. Pretty fun run. quite a bit of effort involved to get through it. But Lee makes the right calls at the right times, and it makes it pretty fun. And this one is pretty much runnable on the right, river right, and you'll notice they're hugging the shoreline pretty much, working their way down. Pretty fun run. Quite a few rocks in the way. A little bony, we might say, but it's runnable. But thanks to James in the front leaning against the rock and not upriver, they managed to keep themselves from wrapping. Hung on a little rock right now, but I'm sure they'll get themselves off pretty shortly.
Wait, what are you doing? No. Just reach out and pull forward like a forward stroke, and you bounce a couple times.
Lee's telling James to reach out with a forward stroke and have Peter bounce up and down a couple times. Trying to bounce him off the rock. Okay, Peter and James are now just got themselves off the rock, and they're working their way down through the rest of the whitewater. We're going to continue, try and keep it on the right river right, and they will try and eddy out on the right. Where we've dropped the rest of the boats.
We're walking our way down the Quoich. This is a lot easier than the last batch that we did, but as you can see down yonder, Rob and Steve and James and Peter are kind of slogging their way down the river. We woke up to rain this morning. It rained all the night, and then it actually cleared up this morning. And we spent most of the morning doing this kind of stuff. There was a flat stretch that we were able to paddle. So we're getting a lot more water, so it's a lot easier going than it was the last time. Rob stopped to drain his boots, it looks like. And there's some chance that we get more water down below. We had lunch about a half a mile upstream, and this is the beginning of where we started the line. It's been a pretty nice day. Has started to be an opportunity for a little bit of paddling, actually, rather than just lining and dragging. It's a little rocky, a little touch and go, but we're doing the best we can with what we have to work on. And between getting hung up on rocks, we're trying to just do a little bit of paddling. What do you say, Jeff?
Looks very good. You had a good time running through there. Very pretty.
What, James knows his bowel move, doesn't he? Look at that.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
Whoops. The bug just got me and I just swerved the camera. We went on the outside there, didn't we?
Yeah, we were far to the other side. They're in the rocks. We were in the center. This thing's for running whitewater all every day.
What's that? Well, actually, I should be frying more.
Draw, too fast.
And it looks like everybody has managed to avoid the big rocks out there.
Me too.
Right. Plus, I can reach out farther.
Yeah, me too.
I get stuck on rocks.
We were doing a lot of back paddling in there. Whoa! Just hit that one. I'm glad these aren't birch bark canoes.
I think we'd be ported for them.
What's that, without the rain yesterday?
No, with birch bark.
There you go.
All right.
Little bump. Yeah.
How was it?
Exhilarating.
All right.
Incredible change, wasn't it?
A little bit easier, I think. I kind of prefer dragging, though.
What's that?
I kind of prefer dragging.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that right downstream a little bit. It looks like there's one other place here where we might be able to drag a canoe just for kicks.
I want you to get a good close-up of this stuff. We made it from scratch. Picked everything here in the Arctic.
Mosquito flavored.
Got the wild Arctic frijoli. Very rare. Took quite a while to gather that up. The Canadian chili. This is the original species of chili.
And what is it?
Chili?
Chili?
Chili, yeah.
All right.
Canadian chili.
Great.
A delicacy. Here, watch.
Think it'll work?
I think so.
So what we do today, James?
Day 2,
Sunday, August 6th,
and
Today's Sunday?
I think.
we're only one day behind schedule.
That's
Given
not-
what we went through, not too shabby. Not for a lack of effort.
I've been wet up to my waist all day, feet wet, cold, dragging a canoe over rocks because there's not enough water to float it down. I can't think of any other place I'd rather be than right here, right now.
All right. And what do we got going on here for a campsite?
We're a bunch of damn gypsies.
I'd give this a 10 here on this campsite.
Absolutely.
Man, this is
We're
perfect.
stars.
Ball action?
We may be only the second party to see this waterfall ever. Who knows?
Could be.
And that's if they...
Not have seen it at all if it hadn't.
I think we can eat this stuff.
of day 3 of paddling the Quoich River, or the Quoich Creek, as we so eloquently have called it prior to this day. And there's Lee waving at us. And we have Steve and Rob lining their canoe down first marked rapid for today. We've done about 2 hours of lake paddling, and they're enjoying a nice fun time lining this canoe down the edge of a rapid, and they're at the very top of the rapid here, lining it down on the left side, and it's a little more interesting a little bit down below. Rob and Steve have just worked the boat into an eddy. Now they're pushing it out into the main current and lining it again down the left side. You'll notice Rob keeping the stern in towards him on the left, and Steve way out in front with the bow rope, keeping it loose as a good liner should, and being there as a backup measure to pull the bow in when those measures are required. And as you'll notice, the canoes float into the current rather quickly, and the current itself may look actually light, class 3 or a little better, but with canoes loaded with well, almost 350 pounds without people, they're quite not as agile and maneuverable as the little play boats that we're used to in normal whitewater. And they're gently lining it down on the left side, with Lee instructing them and technique. And they're just sliding it down the bank here, pausing to check out. And Lee assisting, getting it out in the current good, working it around, pulling it back in, just easing it down, pulling it back into the eddy on the left. And as soon as they can work around the stern, they'll push it back out into the current again, and send Steve scurrying down like before. Notice that in the eddy, the person in the bow has to pull the boat since there's no current provided in the downstream direction because of the eddy, and the person in the stern, again, controlling the maneuver. Now they're getting ready to push this one out a good distance into the current, because there's a rock sticking out just under the water level for about 3 feet or so, just to the right of the big rock that Steve is standing on. We have Steve and Rob and Lee from left to right. And you'll notice that our canoe is flying the Royal Canadian colors at this point. Now the canoe goes into the current, out and around the rock, and we're going to tug it back in. Very good job. After paddling for about 3 miles worth of lake, had a nice long rapid, and we're lining it pretty heavy water here, and it's moving really fast, so we ended up again lining this one, and this is the 3rd canoe to come through with Peter and James, and You see Lee there down below helping them. We're just basically working it down the left side of the river against the bank, in and out, catching the eddies where they can help us. Here we are, pushing it back out into the current, getting it to ride. Pulling in on the bow, getting it back in the eddy.
August 7th at about 6:30 in the evening, and we just finished lining this stretch of rapids here. The water is moving like a freight train up there. You can see where we came from. That whole stretch is just cranking some water through. Moving so fast we decided to line it rather than run it. And it's been kind of a nice day, off and on cloudy and foggy. So we just finished our little line job, and we've decided that we think we're going to camp here for the night. Starting the process of unloading some gear. I think this is our third night out. And here comes Steve with his pack. The wind is still pretty strong, but it's not too cold today.
Is that a ground squirrel or something?
6'6" Arctic ground squirrels.
This is nice day.
How's that?
Perfect.
Perfect, he says.
Another 10.
Another 10. And he's counting. Look at that Arctic cotton grass in the background, just a sea of it. We lined the very top because the waves were so big and we couldn't see around the corner. And then Jeff and I lined a little bit further, looked around the corner, saw that it was okay. And the other canoes are working their way down. And it's just been a beautiful, glorious day today. We saw lots of caribou this morning, 3 or 4 caribou just kind of standing around. As we were paddling across the lake, we had a nice luncheon on the shore just upstream a little ways. And looking this direction, it looks a lot easier because you can't see that sun reflecting off things. When you're going the other direction, it's kind of hard to see where you're going. So we were doing a lot of back paddling, and then you'd drift for a little while, and then you'd back paddle for a little while, trying to see our way down the river. But Steve and Rob are doing a great job. We're trying to keep from getting stuck in this wind. We just had sausage and cheese for lunch. Got Rob Pine from Albuquerque in the stern, Steve Kolop from the Twin Cities area in the bow, carrying the Canadian flag. And there they are, waving for the camera. Hi, Mom. Hi, Barb. Hi, Mary.
finally get a good look at the moonrise. Maybe we can watch it revolve around the sky. It's a very exciting prospect for me, never having seen such a thing before. That's what I have to say.
All right.
Very happy to be here. It's an incredibly beautiful spot.
And what do you have going on here?
Well, I got the MSR fired up, blazing away, making some homemade minestrone soup.
Are those real minestrones in there?
Real, pure minestrone.
Wow.
Wild minestrone.
Great. And what's the main course?
Huh?
What's the main course?
Hamburger helper. I don't know, burger surprise, that's it.
All right. So what do you have to say about the day, James?
Hey, good day. Lots of white water.
What did we do?
Everybody got through safely, which is the most important. And secondly, everybody had some fun. So doing good. Waiting for my double helping of Rob.
What? Now, why would you get a double helping?
Maybe because we finally got our miles.
Oh, is that
1
it?
out of 4 days.
Now, how are you going to verify that fact? Haha.
Yeah, we'll have to use an app, actually.
Okay. And
Made many miles.
And?
Many, many miles.
Is that all?
I don't know. What else did we do?
I guess that's it.
Time mining.
Did you get to play with your gear?
No, I didn't play with any of my gear.
Not yet.
That was a disappointment of the day.
Not yet. But maybe you can do it tonight. Okay.
Maybe we'll break out the fishing rods tonight.
Hey, there we go.
Steve broke out his today.
Fluorescent. It is.
Hey, Jeff, where do you keep the batteries for that?
It is good though. Good grasshopper pie.
Traveling grasshopper pie. They don't have grasshoppers in there, are they? Great.
I never heard of grasshoppers.
Hey, I brought them and put them in,
These
just
are
so you
dried.
could have grasshopper pie.
So, Jeff, what happened to that extra piece of sausage today?
It was in 6 even pieces. There is no telling where that 1/6 went, which was cut into 3 pieces. And we know it wasn't either of the ends because I had one and somebody else had one. So it was somewhere in between.
I had the end.
I think somebody was really hungry
Hey, you know,
and had an appetizer.
Steve went fishing.
Or didn't realize it.
Hey, that's probably what he used for bait.
Yeah, Steve.
It didn't work worth a damn.
Well, I'll never forgive these guys. Cheated out of my rightful sausage.
What'd you end up with? 4 pieces then?
All right, are you ready, Lee?
Maybe it
Sure.
was a scam you ran. Said, where's my sausage?
The old Arctic sausage stand. Works every time.
Let's pull it out a wee bit.
Good God, what is that?
It's pistachio pudding.
Man, I'm glad I got sunglasses on.
Damn.
Bright stuff.
Dana, listen
Thanks.
to everybody.
That's good. That's good. Thanks.
That's
I
good?
gotta make it to the tent tonight.
Looks like a Jimi Hendrix song.
Is there any cream de mint in there?
Yeah, it's got mint extract. So it ought to be.
Even better.
At about 11:30 in the morning, Sick has landed.
We're glad we're here.
Sail down.
Looks like the wind's going in the right direction for a good sail.
I'm on lunch duty. He's peeing in the kitchen again. Look, peeing in the kitchen. Quick, get it on tape.
I think we'll stop about right here.
Look at all those rocks are pushed up on there.
Where?
Right there.
Ice dam, huh?
Must be, huh? That'd be something to see that ice coming out on here.
The mighty Quoich River.
Come up here some year.
Imagine the noise.
Oh yeah, it must be phenomenal.
God, tell me it's... Like you want to camp quite a ways back from shore. What's filming yourself?
This. Hey, it's greasy, man.
Isn't that the idea?
Oh, I'm overeating.
This is a river trip after all.
Hey, there's already a mosquito in the bowl that I just unloaded. Well, he just lost his wings. Too bad. One kill for Jeff.
Typical lunch on the Quoich. Now what's for lunch, Peter? Describe it, please.
Grain bars. What are we having? Salami and cheese.
Yes.
And bread.
And
of
mustard.
Course, mustard. A key ingredient.
What an interesting lunch.
And of course, what would lunch be without gorp?
Zoom in for the gorp.
And our complimentary 4 pieces of candy.
We have Gouda cheese, which I am carefully peeling the cheesecloth from.
Chilsit.
Chilsit. Oh, I apologize. We have a little bit of tang and some iced tea. We have some German rye hard bread and raspberry Nutri-Grain bars, a ration of gorp, and your choice selection of hard candy.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, hey, hey. Draw by Jeff. Couple strokes. Getting themselves ready. Looking good so far. Taking it slow and easy. Real slow and easy. Perfect. Good. Now they're going to eddy out. What's today, August 10th?
I don't know.
We have Rob on left rudder.
Is it August?
It is August. Up there on the mainsail we have Steve on the left. Peter doing a little scouting from the crow's nest. And on right rudder we have the commander-in-chief,
Aye, aye, Captain.
James Taylor. And Jeff is firmly in control in the main cabin.
Communications.
Navigation.
I think that would be the galley.
And how long have we been doing this today now?
Oh, geez, we've sailed
Since about 8?
4 hours.
Three and a half hours. How long have we not been doing it?
Well, we stopped for lunch.
Well, we paddled all before lunch.
No, didn't we start sailing before lunch or not?
No.
Huh.
Next year we're going to South Pacific.
We're gonna enter
What's that?
America's Cup.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Reverse the paddling to sailing ratio. Yeah, let's paddle a dinghy into the beach.
Wonder if we get some sponsors for that. Looks like we got a little squeeze up here.
Wind's blowing that way, so we may start to haul butt.
Well, it's a great day to be sailing on the Quoich.
We've been very lucky with our winds. They seem to want to push us out of this river.
Now, why is it that we don't have these canoes all lashed together tightly?
Because we like to aim for rocks.
Ah, is that why? And what happens when you hit a rock?
Everybody
My paddle
goes, oh
falls
my God,
in.
it's a rock.
One canoe stops, and the other two keep going.
So what were you guys doing back there?
Without paddles, not doing a whole lot.
Just sitting there, huh? Hanging out on the Quoich.
We got the extras out.
We need to go a little left here.
Let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how. Not doing it anymore.
I think it wants you to sing along.
Sing along, sing along.
Pitching a tent in the Arctic, a very important part of surviving up here. Are you ready, James? Sure. Let's do it together.
Oh, damn.
6:12.
Behind our beautiful windbreak, preparing dinner. We're preparing crackers. We're just about to call everybody over for the hors d'oeuvre, and then we'll be preparing a fine dinner of hamburger helper zesty Italian.
Hamburger helper
Jeff
zesty
has
Italian.
The props.
Hamburger helper zesty Italian with a Little Hickory Farms beef stick and some peas that we're going to rehydrate. And of course, last but not least, 100% craft grated Parmesan cheese.
But as a prelude to all that, we're all gonna get totally make sure they're really good.
Okay.
2 miles today or something of the sort. And this is the second day we've made our mileage, so that's pretty good for us. We've landed on this wonderful tundra beach here, nice and flat compared to what we're used to. A little grass, not all 100% rock. So that's pretty good. And I've got James in the background kind of mocking me. So this is our red gear bag. Contains our sleeping pads, our tent, anything to go with the tent, the stakes, the poles, and some of our personal gear like sleeping bags and warm dry clothes, maybe our hiking boots, those kind of things. And we're just going to pull it out of this nice little bag, which happens to have not just one liner, but 2 liners to keep everything dry, and that's real cool. I'm not a salesman, but we have all kinds of things in here, from the sleeping pads to the boots that we like to keep dry, and personal gear, but I won't pull those out. I might embarrass Lee, so we'll keep those in the bag for right now.
Sailing, it was incredible. First team to sail the Quoich River. And that's why we made such beautiful mileage today. The wind was with us, so was the current.
One of these Japanese tourists or something.
It's about 9 o'clock at night. Cold and windy. About 50 degrees. About a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
We had some, they were really breezy.
After me. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. If anyone gets tired on this, I want them to drop out. Just take it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is the Quoich River workout program. We're stretching and getting ready for the day.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
These commands are very important when we're sailing down the river.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this one, good job, you guys. Here's one that, and have any of you checked with your doctors on any of this beforehand?
No.
Okay, good, then let's go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I know it's hard, James, but just 1. There you go. 2. 1.
All right.
Friday?
It's morning. We've been paddling for about not quite an hour, and we stopped on this esker to hike a little bit, see what there is to see. We just paddled from that area up there on the right. Actually, we probably camped somewhere just up in... Yeah, somewhere up in that area. See a stream coming in there. And that's the direction we're headed. Right down there and around the bend. See the little game trail. And the esker. And some tundra polygons.
Some Arctic explorers.
Some explorers.
Well, I'm rinsing out my wet clothes. I was on my way out to the point to go fishing to bring in dinner for the group. And Mr. Rock had slipped in up to my knees, but I wasn't deterred. I kept on going. It's for the group, So, cast that line in. About the third cast. Brought in a 9.5-pound, 31-inch lake trout.
All right.
He was assisted on the catch by both Lee and Steve. So we have dinner for tonight. Steve is wonderfully over there working on the cleaning, the filleting for us, so that I can dry out a little bit.
We're about to cook Jeff's fish in a nice chowder. And as I understand it, Steve's over there now cutting and cleaning and getting them prepared. And we have all the goodies in this bag that we're going to add to our pot here, along with some minced garlic, celery salt, an orange, and an orange.
No. Yeah.
Cleaning up Jeff's trophy lake trout. Every cast a kid catches 9-10 pounder here.
Every cast he's catching one of those?
Oh yeah. Sometimes he gets 2 on one cast. Incredible.
2 in 1, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna whip up, take Lee's chowder recipe and have some fish chowder, fresh fish for supper tonight.
Fresh fish for supper.
Gourmet treat. We mean fresh. Fresh out of the Quoich.
Okay. Did the fish seem to mind getting filleted too much?
No, I think it's bred into them that they enjoy that.
All right.
Cut up.
Great.
Whereas yesterday we didn't line any. And we also found a caribou rat. That was kind of neat. Jeff spotted it on shore. Just as Lee was telling us exactly what to look for, less than minutes later, Jeff sees one. So that's kind of today's highlights.
Cool. And now?
Now I'm fishing. I just caught a little grayling about that long.
All right.
That was a lot of fun. And hope to catch some more big ones.
All right.
Little 2-pound laker out of the Quoich. We're going to fillet him up and he's going to go in our tummies tonight.
All right.
Fresh fish.
And Steve's part of the cooking crew. That's why he's doing this. Good deal. Today is Saturday, August 12th, and we're just coming in above a very large waterfall, maybe 30 feet high, and we're doing our first official portage of the trip. Of course, we did an unofficial portage earlier, which is more of a drag. Got all of our gear in bundles. And we're Hey!
Hey!
How's it going?
Oh, doing okay, Lee. How are you doing?
Hey, Rob.
Cut 3.
All right.
And Peter on his portage load here, walking across. Big guy, big load. Hello, Peter.
Kind of got the paddles in there.
And the arrival of our Canadian Arctic adventurer here. Carrying the Royal Canadian colors for us, Mr. Rob Pine. Looks like with his last load for the portage. Hello, Rob. Any special words of wisdom here?
My heart, it's the big one. Oh, oh.
Too big of a portage for Rob. The last load and he collapses.
Where am I? Oh, just a little heart attack. Nothing to worry about.
Just a little pitter patter, huh?
I feel like this.
This is nothing out of the ordinary. I guess he's been in training for this the whole trip.
Hello, Mr. Lee Sessions. How was your portage trip?
Doing great.
And have you any special words of wisdom for us about this portage?
Nobody ever drowned on a portage.
Very wise words of wisdom.
And it's beautiful.
Yes, it is. We have an incredible
And
waterfall.
The water is awesome, and we've had good weather. Very few bugs, though there's a few mosquitoes out. Maybe a black fly hatch on the way. But you couldn't, it just doesn't get any better than this. It's just fantastic, and we're having a great time.
All right. Wow, that's great. Look at that.
He's got him.
You have a new battery? Yeah. So Steve has caught a fish. Explain what's going on here.
Oh, I just caught about a pound and a half lake trout. Look at that.
He's got a £1.5 lake trout and is getting eaten by a bigger lake trout.
7-pound lake trout. He's got it by the tail. Right here on the Quoich River. That's crazy. Come on, give me my lure. God, he eats his own species. Maybe we don't know what we're missing. That's wild.
That's why I told you last night that I said that kind we were going to keep was the kind we use for bait fish.
You're right. There's living proof. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? Oh, good. He's pissing out of there. Get him out of there. Look at him. Whoa!
He's under the boat, Steve. Put it in there and watch what happens.
Yeah, he's right under the
Watch your reel.
Did you get it? You got it. You got it. Look at that. God, I hate to be that little shit.
Look at him. He's got the whole thing. Doo 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 doo. Jaws.
Is that crazy or what?
That was amazing.
Where'd he go?
He took it down under the rock.
It's right here, right by your foot. You should have let the other fish go on the other side and put your lure down.
Jesus Christ. Boy, they're hungry.
Hey, that's about the size I caught yesterday. That's about a 9-pounder.
Take him into his den. Well, we just finished that portage and a great lunch of sausage and cheese and gorp and lots of drink. And there's Peter. We're getting ready to just kind of hike and take some pictures, a little bit of what we just did for the portage. Or actually where we're going to run this out. You can see quite a bit of whitewater we avoided by going on the inside channel. It must be in the high 60s today. It feels quite warm. There's birds kind of flitting about. Very few bugs. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Beautiful little ledge drop right there. Water below that is just gorgeous, beautiful, green, blue kind of color. It must be just loaded with fish. We've had one fish after another fighting to get on the hook. And you can see that pool again. Just gorgeous. And here's a shot from further down in the pool. It's going to be a little tricky with that sun in our eyes. And that's the chute that we have to hit to get out of here. Beautiful little berries. It's a great day on the tundra. Oh, it's just so beautiful. It's hard not to take a little bit more footage of this. Be a tough run.
Dinner's on!
Hey, cool. What'd you make?
This would be tuna suddenly salad.
Excellent.
Just doesn't it look tasty?
Is that the Quoich River variety?
Tuna? Yeah,
Yes.
we caught it fresh today.
Great.
Hook 3 can.
Have a great campsite here. Did a little laundry. Got the MSR boiling away. James has figured out where we are.
We're lost.
Lost in the Barrens.
Marooned. We took a wrong turn.
So where'd we go?
What would be the Lee global positioning system?
Well, I would say that we are right around mile 128.
We're at around mile 120.
Isn't that amazing?
I had to use my brain too. I didn't have the.
Isn't that amazing?
Just from like those little bumps right up there. Just where it pinches together is probably our next set of rapids.
Dinner suddenly.
Suddenly we're eating.
She's brilliant. At least for this instance, either that or black flies haven't figured out that I'm taking a look at that yet. Oh, one of them figured it out.
Well, it's a warm day on August 13th, and we're out for a little hike. You can see Rob and looks like Jeff up on top of the hill there, taking in the vista. We just had lunch, a little after 1 in the afternoon. Quite windy up here on top. Down below, the black flies are pretty abysmal. And Peter and Steve and James are down in that valley there that you can't quite see. In the distance, you can see the river that we paddled in on this morning, the Quoich. Some rapids. Right down through there on that side of that island. The canoes are right below the point there where that little sandbar is to the left. Very, very windy and cold today. And that's the way we're going. Right into that headwind. And around the corner.